Good morning, everyone, and thank you for taking some time out of your day to join us here. My name is Isaiah Daws. I'm a Senior Annuity Sales Associate here at IAMS, and I am joined by Andre Thompson of SILAC and Jacque St. Germaine of RBC. We're going to be going through some really fantastic information here today about one of the index strategies included in SILAC's FIAs that has been having some good returns here lately, and just going more in depth about how that functions and everything of that nature. But before we get into that, do have some things to go over here about IAMS, why agents love working with us over here. And if you have any questions at any time throughout the presentation, go ahead and just pop it into that questions box, and we'll be sure to go ahead and get all of those answered for you. We will also have 3 poll questions here for you today, and we'd love your participation on those. So when you call over to us at 800-255-5055, remember, you're always going to get a live person. You'll never have to deal with the dial by name directory, and that's just how we kick off our best-in-class customer service, making sure we answer that phone with somebody. And maybe it's the person you're calling in for, but if not, you're going to get transferred right over and we'll get you taken care of. So getting right into it here. One of the reasons why agents love working with us, starting off with our new producer builders program. This is for those of you who are new to IAMS. These bonuses are available based on your production level in your first 180 days of contracting with us. We do have different levels that you can qualify at, and as you can see, inside each of those levels, there's some really great options for you. We've got incredible business building tools over here, personal perks for you, and even cash rewards available. If you'd like to know where you stand towards your new producer builder, or if you'd like to have a conversation about how to achieve this next level, just please give us a call. Another business builders program that we provide for our agents is our referred producer program. I see a couple advisors on with us today that have already taken advantage of this. Our business on the wholesale side of the industry is very similar to yours in the field, in that one of the best leads we can ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued producers. So that's why we want to make it worth your while to refer somebody to us. When you do refer a producer and they get contracted, we're going to cut you a $50 thank you check. But where the real money comes in is as your referral starts writing business, you're going to receive an override on all that business. Our ownership team, Charles, Steve, Curtis, and Chris, sign checks for thousands of dollars every quarter. So if you can think of anyone that would benefit from doing business with our team, please type their information into that questions box, or you can certainly email us with that information. Next, below the referred producer program is our marketing reimbursement program, which is the most popular program that we offer here at IAMS. For every $100,000 in FIA premium, you're going to get $100 into your marketing reimbursement account. And why this is so popular and lucrative for our advisors is that we truly do consider this to be your money. You have the flexibility on what services, when, and who to use these funds with. It is your marketing reimbursement, so we don't tell you the vendors that you have to use. We do recommend vendors that we partner with and leverage reduced rates and preferred service. But we also have our creative team here to create a marketing strategy and provide in-house services. So if you'd like to know how much is in your marketing reimbursement account, or have a conversation about how to utilize it, just reach out to your sales director and give them a call here, and they'd be happy to speak with you about that. Next up, our back office support team is another way that we add value to your business. It's a core value of IAMS and how Charles Hiring founded IAMS years ago. We want to help the independent advisor work smarter, not harder. And we're going to do that with our great business building tools and resources, and of course, our advanced case designed assistance. So we assist with life and annuity quotes for you. We're going to get you those illustrations that you can request from us within 24 hours, but really you're going to end up receiving them much quicker, usually within the hour. Submission to commission support is handled by our new business teams. Mackenzie heads up the annuity team, and Michelle is on the life side. So they have fantastic teams who work tirelessly every day to help you get commission quicker. We're also going to scrub your applications, submit them on your behalf, and do the administrative tracking and get you updates on those cases as needed. We do this to ensure that you get commissioned as quickly as possible, and this is a service that we provide to all of our valued producers, and it's a way that we help you grow your business by keeping you in front of clients while our team handles that back office support for you. Next, I'm going to talk about our IAMS website here. Our website's a great tool for our producers to use, and another reason to work with us over here at IAMS. Once you are contracted, you're going to have full access to everything you see on this slide, and there's actually a whole lot more at imsinc.com. So if you haven't registered for our website, it's very simple to do. When we're done with this call, go ahead and create an account. We'd love to see you on there. There are a lot of great resources that are available to you, including illustration tools, online forums, product grids, news, and industry updates. They're all out there for you. So EAP solutions, as I'm sure you're all aware, technology is where the industry is going, and Luma is our newest partnership to streamline the application process. Most of our carriers are now on our Luma Firelight e-platform, so you can go onto one site to submit your business. Some carriers are going to EAP only for some of their product lines, and will also offer extra comp for utilizing the EAP platform. So make sure you ask your sales director before you submit a paper app, because you can earn extra money by just completing and submitting it through the app there. So as I mentioned earlier, we do have an in-house creative team to help you build your business. We have turnkey items available for you. Many of our sales resources are white labeled, so we can simply impose your contact information and your business logos onto it. Speaking of logos, if you haven't created a fully customized brand for your agency, we can certainly help with that through our agency solution program. Name recognition grows your natural market organically, and digital marketing solutions are a very popular topic around here at IAMS. So we can help you with websites, social media marketing, email marketing, and a whole lot more. The internet and social media sites are where the overwhelming majority of prospects go to for information. So making sure you are accessible and represented in those marketing lanes is very beneficial to growing your business. Reach out to us after the webinar concludes, talk about how we can access, how you can access the IAMS creative team, and we can certainly get that ball rolling for you there. We do also offer complimentary marketing analyses for agents looking to explore new sales ideas and programs. Whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned producer, this is a free assessment that can help you boost your business with insights on your website, digital presence, branding, and current marketing activities. We'll also give you some recommendations on trusted vendors for everything from lead generation to seminars and social content. So again, feel free to reach out to your sales director to get started with that process. Next, I'm going to talk about IAMS Wealth Management. This is our sister company. They're right down the road from us here in Omaha. It's our RIA. There's two different divisions to it. For those of you that do have your Series 65, you can obviously leverage that team over there for any kind of back office support and those kinds of things when it comes to managing those assets. But for those of you that don't have your license, you can take advantage of our Client Direct program. Basically, you can refer clients over to our wealth management team to assist with the securities portion of the sale while you handle the insurance side of things. Basically, the way we kind of look at it is sometimes when you're going meeting with a client for an annuity sale, maybe they have 500,000 in assets, but maybe only 300,000 is suitable for an annuity. If you aren't doing something with that other 200,000, you're leaving the door open for another advisor to come in and potentially steal that client. So we wanted to have a solution for you with our IAMS Wealth Management team. We did actually have one of our advisors a while back, while he was studying for his Series 65, he had referred over 8 million in AUM to that team, and by the time he passed his exam, all of that business was transferred under him. So again, wanted to have a solution for you on all sides of the business so you can best serve your clients. And I am going to launch our first poll here. Next, I'm going to talk about our life and annuity academies. We do a couple of these a year at our home office here in Omaha, usually bring out about 30 to 35 agents for a 2-day workshop. And we're actually doing one here April 8th through the 10th. The registration for that one's wrapped up, but we just opened the registration for our following academy, which is going to be May 13th through the 15th. So this isn't going to be life insurance 101 or annuities 101. So if you're brand new to the industry, it may not be for you, but we do cover a lot of topics ranging from sales strategies from some of our top producers to marketing strategies with a few of our marketing vendor partners, as well as some presentations from a couple of our carrier partners on their products and service levels. So what I really believe is the biggest value add that people get from these academies is being able to network and kind of rub elbows with other producers in the industry that are all striving to learn how to grow and scale their business here in 2026. So I'm going to launch our second poll now. If you're interested in more information on our life and annuity academies, go ahead and respond to that. And I think I just have to give it a second. There we go. Go ahead and respond to that poll. We'd love to chat with you further about our life and annuity academies, and hopefully get you out to our home office here for one of these this year. And as I was saying, I know our April one's closed, the May one's just opened the registration. If those aren't going to work for you, we are going to plan on having a couple more in July and maybe into the fall there. So we haven't set dates for those exactly yet, but those will be coming soon. Give you a few more seconds here to respond to that poll. All righty, thank you to those who participated. We'll wrap that up. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Andre and Jacque for them to share the screen and start going through their presentation there.
Okay, Jacque, you're live.
All right, are you able to go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you for giving me the time to speak today. I want to speak to you today about an index that we launched in partnership with BVERSA10 SILAC and SALT Financial. It's in the SILAC suite of indexed annuities, and it's been live since June of 2025. It's called the BVERSA10. This is a multi-asset index that's primarily long U.S. large cap equities with a 10% vol target and diversification through Treasuries, gold, and the U.S. dollar. We're really proud of the partnership that we've had, the great policyholder understanding and product development from SILAC, the expertise and media presence of Bloomberg, the volatility targeting from SALT, as well as our structuring team, trading team, and sales team at RBC, with a specialty in QIS hedging and structuring. So if we go to the next slide. I'd like to talk a little bit about what goes into this index. So again, the important part is this 10% vol target. This allows us to be primarily long equities and also have some diversifying factors in the basket. As you'll see here, the underlying Bloomberg Versa Index actually has a 200% exposure. In that, 100% is the core equity with a 10% vol target. This is the Bloomberg US Large Cap Index. It's 500 of the largest US stocks. It's specifically rules-based, so we always know exactly what's in the portfolio. And it's the blue chip names that you all know and are familiar with. Then we have a US Treasuries allocation. This is a 60% allocation, also targeting 10%. What's unique about this is that we wanted to avoid a scenario like 2022, where you have a series of rate hikes and the 10-year Treasury just is fully exposed. You get price depreciation, even though in the future your rates are higher and your yield is higher on the investment. So we've taken the approach that we can tactically go short 2-year Treasuries in rate hiking environments, and the majority of the time be long US Treasuries. Another thing we used to diversify away and protect from some of those higher rate environments and geopolitical risks, we have a 20% allocation to the US dollar. This is dynamic versus other currencies in developed countries, and it helps improve performance in times of global stress. It also is typically inverse with US Treasuries. When Treasuries have high yields, it attracts foreign investors and the US dollar strengthens. So it'll soften that blow if in inflationary or high yield environments. The next we have gold, which is the final 20% allocation. This is again a tactical allocation, which looks at the momentum and ensures that it's positive for gold. Because gold is cyclical, we can carry that momentum policy through years and months in which gold has strong outperformance. And this helps us diversify away, particularly in times of macroeconomic stress. So this whole group of 4 assets gets put together into the BVERSA Index, and then we reapply a vol target of 10% to that to get the BVERSA10. That additional reapplication, this basket, even though it's 200% allocation, because of the diversification benefit, it's not going to be 20% vol. It's going to be closer to 12 to 13. And so we're still getting about 80% exposure to this underlying basket with these 4 components. What I want to look at the next page, Andre, if you could slide. This takes a look at over the last 20 years on a back test using our methodology, what components are driving the returns of BVERSA10, and what's the actual policyholder return. So what these bars are each quarter going from 2008 to present day, what the historical 1-year percentage return was in BVERSA10. The underlying 4 colored bars are the contribution of return from equity, from treasuries, from dollars, and from gold. As you can see, predominant exposure is from the B500 equity leg. And you can see something that's interesting and shows to the fast 2-day volatility targeting mechanism, which we're using, which looks at intraday highs and lows. Even though there were 3 negative return S&P years between 2010 and 2025, you can see there's no light blue with a negative return at any quarterly observation. This speaks to the ability to dynamically get out in tough times and dynamically jump back in and participate in the recovery and rallies in the equity. If you look, especially in recent years, in 2022, 2023, 2025, you'll see the top of that positive performance is being driven by the green for the US dollar and the yellow by the gold. Another thing to take into account here is the diversifying factor of the dollar and the gold relative to treasuries. You'll note the dark blue line when treasuries are negative typically is offset by large green and yellow positive balances on the top of the graph. And the overlining red line is the return of the composite index. If we go to the next slide, we'll look at that, what that looks like graphically from a policyholder perspective. What is my return at each anniversary date? Over a historical backtest of 19 years, which is where we have the data. So starting June 2007, 90.1% of daily observations of 1-year returns were positive. So we're talking about a very low instance of a 0 crediting rate. And more than that, over 2/3 of returns were double digit on the underlying index for a 1-year return, measured point to point on a daily basis up to today's date. Going to the next slide. Let's look at what happened in 2025 specifically. As this index was launched a year ago and has been live with SILAC for 9 months, this is the real performance and the actual feel of the policyholder for those that have invested so far. What I want to point out is that this period, the first 3 observations, again, we're looking at 1-year rolling returns expiring in March of 25, June of 25, September of 25, and December of 25. These first 3 covered the very hawkish Fed meeting in December of 2024, which caused a large spike in rates and a drop in equities. Still, we see BVERSA10 with a positive overall performance. Again, the June, September, and December expiration dates overlaps the Liberation Day, where we saw almost a 20% drawdown in the S&P. Again, we have no negative crediting rates. Part of what we can attribute to is the diversification from gold. If you look, those first two observations, gold is the difference between a positive and a negative return on the index. If you look at the September and December observations, gold contributes almost 50% of the total positive return, juicing our equity return and providing supreme and differentiated policyholder experience by contributing, especially for the 2025 full year, December to December, a 14% annual return. Now, how can we continue to get that, and how can we trust that? The next part that I want to look at is what you get from that return, because we're looking at what does the index pay and how are we compared to S&P. The next step here in this graph here shows what our participation rate would be for the end policyholder. Because we have a 10% volatility target, because we reduce the slippage and rebalance daily, it allows us to provide more stabilized option cost. So when comparing this to historical MYGA rate, which I estimated with a 5-year risk-free rate and a 50 bip spread, with that MYGA rate and historical option costs, you get a higher participation rate than S&P for this performance. And right now we're talking about almost double the S&P participation rate. This comes from reliability of the option budget, stability of the budget, and a structure which can contribute positive returns, but where the policyholder can have a higher participation in those positive returns. And so with that, I'll hand it over to Andre, and he can give you a little more information about SILAC.
Hey, thank you, Jacque. Let me just quickly get out of this and then go to this next one. Okay. Well, Jacque, I appreciate that overview and why you guys have been a great partner, RBC, with SILAC over the years, and then obviously what IAMS has been able to do and partner with us over the years as well. 2 strong partnerships that help promote our brand, and want to thank you again for your time this morning. What I just quickly go over with you, if you're not familiar with our platform or have not done business with us, here are the products that you have available to you, and all of these particular options you are able to allocate to that Bloomberg BVERSA10 Index that Jacque just went over. Teton, accumulation, and if you add our elevation rider, you're able to add additional bonus and liquidity. So those bonuses could be as high as 20%, cumulative withdrawals as high as 30%. And if you add that elevation rider, it's a spread, not a fee. Denali basically just gives you higher crediting interest rates on an accumulation chassis. The key difference is that it has interest recovery where Teton does not. Interest recovery and bonus recovery, basically, I reference it as almost like a vested 401k. As long as you stay in the contract for the set time period, 7, 10, or 14 years, interest recovery does not apply. If you get out early or an excess withdrawal, then that's where that particular interest recovery can come into play, but you have higher crediting rates and higher pars with Denali. So if you're looking for enhanced accumulation, then Denali is going to be the right vehicle for you. Evolve is our income option play. That basically provides you an option of not only getting strong income, especially if you start to defer income in the latter years. So for example, a client age 60, if you're deferring income to age 65, we're going to be in that top non-fee based income space. You're able to, this has a spread of 150 basis points. It only applies to the account value, not the income value. And that income value is getting a 6% roll-up rate plus interest credit. So to give you an example, if you're writing our 10-year contract, the fixed interest rate is 3.75, and then you add that 6% roll up. So that's 9.75 going to their income value. And you also have a 20% bonus that you can add on to that. So it makes it very strong and attractive. So if you're looking for an income that is non-fee based and some flexibility with good account value growth, Evolve is going to be a good option for you. And then finally, to round it out, we have our Vega, which is a great wealth transfer play. This is direct competition to the Allianz 222 or Athena Agility. You have up to 50% benefit bonuses. You have income options of level increasing and a third option, which is accelerated withdrawals. And that essentially means that whatever that benefit base is after you've had those multipliers grow that benefit value, we'll pay that out over 10 years on our non-bonus contract and over 15 years on our bonus contract. So it definitely creates a lot of flexibility and gives you optionality. And that's really what we're trying to drive home here, is being a disruptor and giving you added resources and tools to help position FIAs for your clients. Now, I just talked about Evolve. We've expanded in some other states, and we'll have more updates later on in the year as far as what is going to transpire. But now Evolve is in Virginia. So if you're looking for, again, another income option using SILAC FIAs, Evolve is now in Virginia, and that's available to you on our 7, 10, and 14-year contract. What I did wanted to point out, and this is something that has been a very key indicator for us as far as like how advisors are doing business, it is our incentive tiers, and this is what we call our loyalty program. So we have a number of agents in this top tier with IAMS that are doing business with us. As you can see, you get a 2% bonus retro back to $1 once you get $10 million of business with us. You also qualify for our player circle trip. Our Ember trip is basically our advisory board where we network with a lot of like-minded agents and executive leadership within SILAC to talk about what we could be doing to help enhance our platform, product design, operations, everything under the sun to basically figure out what is going to be most impactful for you and your clients. And then obviously you get some curated gifts. So that's our top tier Ember program. Then that's followed by our Inner Circle program. And as you can see, the tiers there, 2.5 to 10 million. The bonus levels, if you get to 2.5 or 50 bips, but it obviously goes up to 1.5, right below $10 million. And again, that's retro back to $1. So we had a lot of agents actually hit some of those metrics later part of the year, and we paid out that bonus based off of their dollar amount retro back to $1. You get to qualify for the player circle trip, and all of our rewards trips have been top notch. I can tell you agents have loved them, and we hope to see many of you there. But then also, and the key component here is service, and that is the driver that we feel is helping us build our brand along with IAMS. And you can see here we have processing times down to 1 day, withdrawals being done within 24 to 48 hours, hold times if you're in the Inner Circle program on an average 20 seconds or less. Ember, it's like 16 seconds or less. So you can see we're definitely putting our money where our mouth is and trying to provide service for the agents that are doing business with us. And then finally, our Horizon program. This is another tier that we just introduced at the start of this year. It's going to give you 25 bips retro back to $1 if, as a matter of fact, if you write $500,000 all the way up to 2.4 million, you can get 25 bips. The processing time is 2 to 4 business days, and the goal of that is trying to get agents toes wet if they haven't done business with us before. Let them know that they're a value partner with us. Also get some additional compensation, and then, like I said, get familiar with how our service metrics right and how we do business. So to kind of summarize this, if you're a visual person like me, you can see the tiers here, 10 million down to $500,000 and what you're able to get as part of that loyalty program. And then quickly, on our portal, we have the Agency Loyalty Micro site, and it kind of goes over some of these initiatives that I went through and some tools and resources that are available to you. And within those tiers, again, full bonus schedule, the loyalty program, and then, like I said, resources that we're putting together along with some of our partners like RBC to help make it easier to do business with SILAC. And then I want to round this out just by saying, for anybody that is interested in qualifying for our trip in 2027, we're going to be in Florence, Italy. Here's some of the features of that. We'll be at the St. Regis Hotel. We bought out the whole hotel, so you can see 5-star restaurant. You'll be with the top executives within SILAC, other top tiered agents so you can network and, like I said, enjoy your time. It's not like we're basically trying to make it a big business meeting, but we definitely want you to get familiar with us, say thank you for the business, and obviously enjoy your time with you and a guest. So top 60 qualify, 5 million minimum. And again, those qualification dates started back in January 1st of 2026. Also, just want to make you aware, we have NAP E&O coverage. So if you need E&O and you want to write business with SILAC, we have a platform and you can see the rates start as low as $40 a month. But this is something that we have approved through NAPA to write our business and obviously cover other companies that you write. So that is another tool and resource that you have at your fingertips through our agent portal. And I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that we are in the inherited IRA space. You can see here, we do the stretch RAs if death occurred in 2019 or prior, and Teton and Denali are available. And then also our secure savings, which is basically our MIGA platform. And then if you had any deaths post Secure Act and they died in 2020, after 2020, we also have options there for you. As you can see here, we have our 5 and 7 year options over that 10-year rule that are available along with our MIGA product. So another option through SILAC that you can leverage in the inherited IRA space. And then for those that have done business with us in the past, before you could only do one withdrawals. Now we're able to do multiple withdrawals. So if the client doesn't take their full free withdrawal amount, we're able to work that out to where you can take multiple withdrawals. That's something that we got feedback from the field, i.e. from our Inner Circle and Ember agents, but also talking with our IMO partners. So we're very excited about that. And again, another resource and tool that you have available to you. So with that, I will give it back to you. I want to say thank you again for your time and definitely look forward to connecting. I will be at the IAMS Academy in April, so hopefully I'll see some of you there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andre. I'll go ahead and make myself a presenter here. One thing I did want to do real quick is go ahead and launch our final poll. If you're interested in getting appointment paperwork with SILAC or learning more about getting set up with them, go ahead and respond to that poll there. Should launch here in a second. It's giving me some trouble there. Let me try that again. All right, for some reason it doesn't want to launch. So if you are interested in getting appointment paperwork for SILAC, feel free to give us a call here, reach out to our sales team. We'd be happy to assist you with doing that. Would love to have you guys connect with us on Facebook and LinkedIn. We're always posting updates on industry happenings, IAMS updates, all that kind of thing. So definitely get on with us there and just stay on top of things that are happening with IAMS and within the industry. And then from here, as always, any questions or anything over the topics we covered today, you can reach out to us at 800-255-5055. Check out our imsinc.com website there to see everything that we have to offer. And thank you all again for taking some time out of your day. Thanks to Andre and Jacque for joining us as well. And have a great rest of your day, everybody.